Hello and welcome to the first bonus episode of the Wisdom and the Tangents podcast. As always, I'm your host, John Mansfield, but you know that because you've been here for a minute. But yeah, these are little bonus episodes. I'm going to try and keep these between like 5 and 10 minutes. I promise this time. This one's going to be longer for sure because I'm explaining what this is. And that's going to take a few minutes. But essentially, I want these, on the main feed, on the podcasts, when I have guests, when I do my solo shows, we're talking a lot about the what we need to be doing for our business, what you can do to improve your client experience, what you need to do for getting more leads, what you need to do to just run a successful business. And these little mini-sodes, I'm wanting to be more of the how. So we talk about the what on the main feed and the long hour-long episodes. And then these that are 5 to 10 minutes are just like really quick deep dives into how we can implement what we just heard from this last guest or my last solo show. So these are going to live on Patreon. They're going to be exclusive to Patreon subscribers, the WIT friends over there. It's going to be available for all the tiers. So if you are unaware of the tiers, I can run through that real fast. We've got the pod friends, and this is just for podcast stuff. So you got your ad-free episodes. So you get those, an RSS feed that you can drop into whatever player that you normally listen to, Spotify, Apple, whatever. And you can get the ad-free episodes of Wisdom of the Tangents podcast. You also get you get to be there for the live recordings with guests, and you can ask your questions to the guests live while we're having a conversation, and I will bring it into the conversation. You've probably heard this a few times in the podcast where I bring in questions from guests or from listeners, and that's where this comes from. You also get early access to content that will be like later released to the public, but you get it first on Patreon. And that's the pod friends. Then we have the WIT friends, and that is all the podcast stuff with addition, and then in addition to all the podcast stuff, you also get Patreon only content like first person photo shooting videos, editing techniques. I'm counting with my fingers off screen, just so you know. Lighting tutorials, image deconstructions, portfolio critiques, pricing breakdowns, group coaching calls. A lot of the stuff that's already on Patreon, you get access to everything as a WIT friend. And then, of course, the ad-free episodes and these bonus episodes, which I was trying to figure out like a fun name for these little tiny mini episodes. Like I've done mini-sode series before, like a summer series or whatever, and called them mini-sodes. But I wanted to do something different, and I was trying to think of like some fun, clever something. And I was thinking of like, wit something. And I landed on wit bits, like little, or not wit bits, wit bites, bits of wit, something. I don't remember what I landed on, but it sounded like Fitbit to me, and I just didn't like it. So, I ended up just like completely changing directions, and I was like, what about like mini wits? And then that made me think of like Frosted Mini WITTs, the cereal. So we're gonna call these Frosted Mini WITTs. So this is episode 1 of Frosted Mini WITT, and if you're listening to this outside of Patreon and want to listen to the rest of the actual episode, you can go join Patreon. I've got a free 7-day trial if you want to. You can listen to this episode. You can listen to the last episode ad-free, and many others that are already up there. But yeah, that's where we're going to be So you can go join us on Patreon to continue on this with the Wit Friends or the Pod Friends. And otherwise, I will see you next time for another full episode.